Hi, Sag. Welcome back to our channel. I'm going to be doing a Sagittarius July general reading about this month ahead. Okay. So I'm going to be covering your lifestyle. We're going to talk about your career and your finances, also your social circle, and we're going to end it off with love. All right. So let me get to it. Let me get to it for you guys. Let me go ahead and pull on your lifestyle, what you can expect to change in your lifestyle, your current energy this month, your mood this month, your environments. So let me go ahead and pull some messages and we'll jump right in. I hope that you guys are doing well. Tell me all about Sagittarius's lifestyle in the month of July. What is changing for them? Or what's happening? What can they expect in regards to their lifestyle, how they're living their life? Okay. Tell me about Sagittarius's lifestyle in July. What can they expect with their lifestyle? Give me some messages, please. Tell me about Sagittarius's lifestyle. Okay. All right, guys, let's jump right in. So let's talk about your lifestyle, Sagittarius. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, so what could be really, crowning your energy in the month of July is this need to set more stability in your life. Okay, so you have some very big financial goals, and that could be really shaping your lifestyle this month. There could be certain routine that you're getting into to step into the identity of this person who can hold a big amount of wealth or abundance. You may be changing up your schedule in some type of way, your habits, your attitude. But there's something about like your finances and your career that are very much a priority for you in the month of July. So your lifestyle definitely like is shaped by that. Okay. What you get into every day, what you spend your time doing, the activities, the hobbies, the interests that are surrounding you, the people who are surrounding you really does is shaped by that King of Pentacles. And you also have the Fool here too. So definitely adopting a new identity. And I feel like you're more encouraged to try new things this month of July, things that you have never tried before, or things that you could have been very timid or just shy to put your foot out there. So you're about to jump off the ledge in a major way with this Fool, and your life could be taking a new direction, or there could be a very beautiful new beginning happening for you here. And there's also something about romanticizing your life more. Okay, so we're not at the social circle energy yet, but there is something tied to your social environment with the Three of Cups. There's this energy of, I also feel like with that Ace of Cups, there's something about like your heart chakra opening. You're becoming more receptive. You're becoming more open. So you could be doing a lot of networking tied to that King of Pentacles. Or this could just be you really like enjoying yourself, feeling very pleased with this month of July, really going out there and making your days very enjoyable by doing new things, romanticizing your life, picking up very pleasing interests and hobbies that you were too afraid to touch before or to experience. So there's something very enjoyable and very pleasing about this month of July. And there's a lot of newness here, like new beginnings. Okay. All right, let's see what cards came out for you. Let me take a look here. Okay. First card we have here is the Phoenix. So you are the Phoenix rising from the ashes in the month of July. This talks about going through some type of death and having a rebirth. Okay, so shedding your old skin, becoming a new identity is really a big theme for you in the month of July. There's something about you being immortal. So even if you have suffered losses or suffered some type of sacrifices, you're still unending and you're able to get back up and have a certain amount of resilience. There's a heart awakening that you're having. So I did feel that with that Ace of Cups, that you are becoming more receptive. You're being more open to love, to friendship, to belonging. Okay. So there's this energy of you finding where you belong. There's also this energy of you rising up from the ashes, having a total transformation, or July could be the start of you taking on a big transformation in your life, whether that's, again, I'm sorry to be redundant, but whether that is again restructuring your identity to become this King of Pentacles that you really want to become, or this could even be like aesthetically, because also with that Ace of Cups, there could be something aesthetically that you're changing about yourself. So there's a big total transformation that's starting for you in July, and you're having a complete renewal with the Phoenix coming out for you. Okay. We also have house here. So there is an energy of you being in your home, or I wanted to say renovating, but like renewing, or I don't know. I'm drawing a lot of blanks today on this Monday. Okay. So just forgive me for that. But also, there's this energy of, something with the house. You could be doing a lot of decluttering, renovations. You're kind of renewing your space. Okay. If your space has been feeling really dead, and you're not feeling like it's your sanctuary, you could be making special changes to do so. You could be changing the color of your walls. You could be changing the color of your bedding, the theme of your rooms. You could be decluttering, organizing, things like that. Also, house is belonging. So again, I feel like you're finding where you belong. Some of you guys felt very like alienated because you were in the wrong environment, or you weren't really stepping into your true destiny of the personality that you're supposed to become. So like, you could be someone who's really wanting to venture out and really get into maybe like yoga and Pilates and things like that. But you always been too maybe afraid or shy to go to the classes yourself. And it feels like this month you're being bold and you're going. And then you start to feel like yourself again. You're surrounded by people that you have similar interests with. You start to feel like, conversations flow nicer. You don't feel displaced in some way. Okay. And that can mean from many varieties or ranges from hobbies or interests. I just threw that out there as an example, but there's definitely an energy of you coming back home, okay, or finding your soul tribe, or being in the right environment and feeling very leisurely, feeling very comfortable. This talks about home, belonging, your roots, finding comfort and safety. Family could be a big theme for you in your lifestyle this month of July. You also could be doing something that feels like traditional. Okay. Traditions can be like something as large as like for a certain holiday, you're doing something that your family has done for years, or something as small as like, maybe your grandma used to cook Sunday dinner, but now she's not on earth anymore. So now you're taking over that role and you're going to start that up. Okay. So there's something about tradition that's being passed down that you could be stepping into that role. There's also something about building some type of structure, finally having stability in your life. If you've been feeling like you're building things, but then they kind of become unraveled and you're having a hard time really getting a solid foundation, July is your month to really do that and allow it to stick. It has longevity. You also could be setting some really big boundaries this month, okay? Whatever that may mean. Of course, we're going to see what that is. I feel like that has something to do with prioritizing yourself, okay? Like to be able to romanticize your life, you got to have time to do so. And maybe you spend a lot of time romanticizing other people's lives, and now it's time for you to really prioritize yourself. So there could be some big boundaries when it comes to that. There could be boundaries when it comes to what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel like you're cool, calm, and collected. Really, disregarding or discarding anything that kind of puts your nervous system in some type of upset. Okay, so I really like that for you. We have here the card of prison. All right, so it is time to change your surroundings, okay? If you spend a lot of time in your home, or you feel like right now is a time where you're just kind of spending a lot of time in your home, if your home does not feel safe, there may need to be a switch up or a change. Maybe it is time for you to start planning a move. Maybe it is time for you to have a change of scenery, maybe plan a trip. This could be a good time for you to renovate, declutter, organize, all of those things, okay? But there's also something about you getting out more in July. So you're definitely not staying at home. You may force yourself to actually get up and get going. Go to that new cafe, go to that new bookstore, go to that new consignment shop, go to that new class, go to that seminar, go to that networking event, go to that workshop. So there's something about you, like, even if you have to do something alone, you are really going to be dating yourself and taking yourself out. It's better than just sitting at home if it's not making you happy. And I do see a lot of invitations coming towards you. So a lot of invitations could be coming to your door, where you will get a lot of opportunities to get out of the house, and you definitely want to take them. And even if it's not a direct invitation, this could be like something that just pops up on your feed. It could be a free event. So it's like, why not go? And you go and you have a great time and you actually feel comfortable. You don't feel displaced. You don't feel awkward. Okay. So keep that in mind. We have the 10 of Cups here. So I just see that for your lifestyle in the month of July, you are doing whatever makes Sag feel happy. Okay. Your happiness is your number one priority. And I just see you doing whatever makes you happy. And also with the 10 of Cups, this is a card of family. So you could really have a really happy home during this time. If you have been having some struggles with your family, things could be resolving and could be much more peaceful in July. 10 of Cups could also be like supportive community. So you could find that, you're finding your right tribe, you're finding a supportive community, you're finding your chosen family, and you're finding solace and safety within that. So if your family has been, disgraceful for a long time and you've tried all that you could, maybe it's time for you to venture out and find your chosen family. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I do see that happening as well. I also see you pursuing things that make you feel lovely inside. Okay. The Knight of Cups, you could be the Knight of Cups. Again, romanticizing your life, dating yourself. Okay. Really pursuing the romanticizing your life a little bit more, like pursuing the romance in your life, whatever makes you feel cute and cuddly and adored and lovable. You definitely are pursuing that a lot more in the month of July. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Tell me about this message right here. Okay. Things that felt like a fantasy and felt so far fetched, and maybe something that was such a long road ahead, are going to be right in your face in July. Okay. So maybe you always wanted to be able to get into a certain room. Maybe you always want to start a new hobby or project. Maybe you always wanted to meet a certain person. Those things are going to become a reality. Okay. The kind of example that I'm getting is like maybe you really are inspired by someone's story out there that could be a public figure, and you just felt like you would never be in the same room as them, or never have a seat at their table, or never be able to, how they ask you who's one person you would have dinner with? Like you just thought that was far fetched and not part of your lifetime. It could be very high probability that you could be in the same room as this person. Something that you thought was like so out there and you just didn't believe it to happen for yourself is going to be right in your face. Okay. And it's like your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, God is trying to show you that it is possible for you. Okay. And trying to get you excited about the possibilities for the rest of the year. So there's something that you really thought was like something distant, something that was a fantasy, that's going to be right in your face, especially with the Chariot being here. And it's also going to amp you up. This could be something that inspires you career wise, business wise, or financially. Okay, so it definitely has something to do with that King of Pentacles energy that you really want to embody. It's going to be right in your face. Okay, I don't know how this is happening, but it will come at a time that you may feel really stuck in your, or confined in some type of environment, and you're looking for something to do to lift your spirits, and there could be an opportunity that just pops up. You get an email, you could see something on social media, there could be a direct invitation that comes to you, but it's definitely going to turn your sights and get you amped up of the possibilities of this year for you. And seeing something that's so close to you really lets you know that it's more possible for you to do so. Okay, it's not a coincidence. All right, tell me about these cards right here. There's something about a really healthy foundation of chosen family. You know, there's a chosen family coming into your life. This could be friends, this could be, maybe like neighbors that will turn into great friends. This could be your actual family, but a certain amount or a certain select few. But there's something about setting a really strong foundation that has longevity with very, very supportive people. Very much so. Supportive people are coming towards you at this time. Very generous people with the Six of Pentacles, could be well established or have made a name or legacy for themselves with the Ten of Pentacles. Could be wealthy individuals, abundant individuals, people who inspire you, but very generous, willing to share what they have, give you what they have. They see you as part of their family. And there's a lot of moments that you will be spending with this chosen family. And it makes you feel how? How does this make Sagittarius feel? Maybe you're meeting your partner's parents for the first time, and they're really welcoming you in and making you feel like, their chosen daughter or son. So that could be happening, but it could be coming in a different way. They make you feel nurtured. Okay, they make you feel nurtured. They make you feel very abundant as well, like you have a lot to bring to the table and that you're valued and respected. But they definitely make you feel nurtured here with the Empress. And Empress is also energy of putting on a pedestal, how special someone is. So there's something about that. And whoever these people are, very abundant, like Midas touch energy, which is just, someone who's so abundant that whoever's in their surroundings, it just naturally rubs off on them. So it could be, people who are very inspiring, people that you admire, people that you can learn from. Okay. People who also like they walk what they talk. So, whatever they say that they have or have accomplished is the truth. There's a certain amount of honesty here. And there's a long-standing commitment with the Ten of Pentacles and also the Hierophant here. So these are people to stay in your life, and they will become your chosen family is what I'm seeing as well. You could be doing a lot of things with them in the month of July, okay? And tell me about this. Anything else that we need to know before we move on to the next category? All right. So Spirit wants to reference some type of heartbreak that you went through. Excuse me, guys. Ooh, sorry, y'all. It's always the air in this house makes me like choke up all the time. Okay. Sorry about that. Three of Swords. So Spirit wants to reference some type of heartbreak. That could be coming full circle for you. You could be remembering or reminiscing about a time that you were broken down, that you were feeling very unstable. You felt like you didn't belong. You felt alienated, outcasted. You felt deeply uncomfortable in your skin coming from this disappointment. And you're going to have a full circle moment where you're starting to really have a renewed sense of self-worth. Your value is being restored, not only from yourself, but through other people here that are valuing you. And you start to open your heart again. Okay. So there's definitely some healing that's happening in the month of July. There's an end of a very devastating period that you could have went through, and you're starting to be really happy again. There's a lot of being like pleased, like I'm pleased with my week, I'm pleased with my day, I'm pleased with this month of July. Nothing could have been better because it's very positive for you, okay? And what do they need to know about the Three of Swords? What does this mean for them? Two of Cups, okay? You are getting this disappointment is being replaced with a true friendship or a true bond. It could even be romantic for some of you, could be a familial type of bond as well, but it's being replaced with something better, which is a true bond, someone that you could really trust, someone who has your best interest at heart, someone who's going to love you and values you. All right, so that is happening for you this month of July as well. All right, guys, let's move on to career and finance for you. And then we'll do your social circle since that's coming up a lot. And then we'll also do love at the end, okay? All right. Give me some messages for Sagittarius. What can you tell me in July surrounding their career and finances? What do they need to know and what can they expect? Mm, interesting. Okay. What else can you tell me about Sagittarius's career and finances in the month of July? Alrighty. Let's start with these cards here. You did pull the card of the woman. Okay, so this is a card of like divine feminine. And one thing that you'll see in July is that you don't have to try so hard. You could be in the period of receiving in July. Okay, so you maybe like most of this year has been a lot of hard work and putting in a lot of effort, maybe feeling burnt out, maybe even feeling like sometimes you do the hard work and you're not getting the reward that you deserve. But it feels like in July, things come to you much easier. There's an energy of rest and receiving. Okay. So it may also, to the outside, people may feel like what's about to happen for you may have come easily. But I feel like you have done the hard work. Just maybe in July is your period of gift and blessings. Okay. So that's one thing that I'm seeing here, divine feminine energy towards your finances and your career. We also have the hummingbird here. All right. So the hummingbird talks about you enjoying, where you are in your career or in your finances, being in your present moment, which is really good because sometimes we only think about what we want to be in the future, the money we want to make in the future, the role that we want to have in the future, how high up we want to be in the future, that we forget to really enjoy the present moment of, maybe even the small wins that we're having. So in July, something positive could be happening for you where you are feeling the present moment and you are happy where you are at. There's something that is coming towards you with rapid response. So as you are putting in your normal efforts, you will have a quicker response or turnaround for you being able to increase your money or even your stability, or even when it comes to your career goals. Okay, something is happening fast for you. Also shows that you have been very resilient because you have suffered some type of trial and error. So because you didn't give up could also be why you're being rewarded in July. All right, you will be able to harness nectar or have some sweet goodness in the month of July. You will be lifted out of negativity regarding your career and your finances, which is really nice. You also could be like getting out of your head, not having negative thoughts anymore, thinking more positively or optimistic. And there will be a lightness of being. So I just don't see stress. I don't see you being stressed out. I see you being very calm and cool and collected, and also being very happy with your outcome. We have teacup here. So this talks about containing one's emotions. You may have really learned the lesson of emotional regulation, especially when it comes to money, making money, or when it comes to career, politics, in the work life, things like that. Maybe if you have a business, being able to have emotional regulation as you're dealing with challenges, whether it comes to funding or, little mishaps or even clients, customers, things like that. And I do see that this has done you well because in July, you will have more comfort. Things will not be able to rile you up as easily as they have in the past. Okay. So again, that resilience is coming through. You have a very calm energy here, as I felt. Also, culture and tradition is also tying into your career and your money. So that was coming out in your lifestyle. So it's interesting that tradition is also a theme for your career and your money. Okay. Maybe following traditions, not being so unconventional, seeing what has been tried and true for other people of success and replicating that. Okay. So that's really good. You will have warmth here. You will be in a certain ritual. So, being more on a routine, and also doing things within your work routine that also lift your spirits, enjoying your work day. Like this could be as simple as bringing your favorite tea to work so that you could sip on that throughout the day and that makes you feel happy. Bringing your favorite snack, packing your lunch, making it really nice for yourself. Maybe when you get off of work, you treat yourself. You go and stop at a certain store, and you either window shop or you buy. So there's a certain routine here. This ritual could also be like going to sleep on time, waking up maybe earlier and feeling very prepared for the day. So you definitely changing up your ritual. You also, what's really interesting about this card, you time is coming out. And we talked about you prioritizing yourself more. So maybe you're going to see in the month of July that as you prioritize yourself a little bit more and become a little bit more self centered, but in a positive way, it translates into more abundance in your career and your finances. Okay. Also, there are some social connections. So there could be a lot of networking that's happening for you in the month of July. Um, you also will be treated with nice hospitality, surrounding your work, your career, your finances. And this is also a period of a lot of reflection. You could be reflecting on what has worked for you in the past. You could be reflecting on what hasn't worked for you. You could be reflecting on a time that you were doing exceptionally well. And maybe you're seeing some of the similarities in July from that really wonderful time that you reminisce about. All right, where should I start here? We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is really nice. And we also have the Five of Swords, which is not so nice. Okay, but we're going to talk about it. First and foremost, emotional regulation is really going to be your best friend when it comes to your finances and your career. There could also be people watching how you react in certain situations. There could be people who envy you because maybe you are in a comfortable position in July and they could be wanting to rile you up just to ruin your parade, So watch out for that. So how you react to certain things, it takes more out of you than it does to the latter or whoever you're giving it to. So I definitely see you have this level of maturity with the Nine of Pentacles. You have a lot of growth here. You have a lot of wisdom on how to navigate such a tough situation as the Five of Swords. You have been there, done that, right? You have dealt with the envy, maybe from coworkers or even a boss. You have dealt with the envy when it comes to your finances. You have dealt with people trying to rival against you, trying to throw you off your path, trying to talk down on your expertise, your skills. You have dealt with people playing dirty. Okay. So this is not a new experience for you. And because you have been through that in the past, you're going to be able to deal with this situation and move on from it much easier than someone who has not. And that's what makes you very powerful here. And the Five of Swords says, listen, you are number one or you are ranking very high. So, of course, people are going to come for you because they want that spot. So what you want to try to do here is just say, you know what, I must be doing something right. Let me keep doing those things. Okay. Especially with the Nine of Pentacles, you are definitely in a leisurely energy with your money. You're making really good finances or you have saved very wisely. And you're able to afford yourself better experiences, a better lifestyle. You're able to really relax when other people may stress. And this is because you have put in such hard work with that Nine of Pentacles. So there's something with that. People may be seeing an upgrade in the way that you do things as well. So Nine of Pentacles always gives like, this is the person's house that I want to be at because they have the luxurious furniture. They have the beautiful patio. They have the exquisite wine. And I just wish that this person would invite me over. So even when it comes to your work environment or your surroundings, or maybe how you adorn yourself in your clothes, there's some type of upgrade that people can sniff on you or they can see it. And it does make you a target, but let's see what you need to know about this in the month of July. Nine of Pentacles also is very self-reliant and independent. So again, people also could be very jealous of your independence. You're not someone who needs the clique at your work life, in your work life, in your career, in your business. You don't need to click up to have safety or to have stability. or to just feel safe in your position. You have been able to afford yourself this independence. You know that you're the person that you can rely on the most. Okay. And a lot of people don't have that. So let's see what's going on here. It feels like being outcasted or alienated has done you some good. Okay. So, what it's telling you that even when people are trying to throw you off your path, think about in a race, right? There could be like some type of sporting event. And of course, you have a coach or a mentor, which is the Hierophant, right? It's someone who is tried and true. They go by the book and they know how to teach it to other people. Your coach tells you this is the play that you need to do to win. Okay. And so in this sporting event, this race, whatever it is, you see that people are playing dirty. People could be saying nasty things to you, trying to throw you off of your concentration or your focus. Someone is closing in on you. You can feel them right behind you. You start to get nervous, and you start to think of ways that you can really stamp it in and defeat this person. But those ways are unconventional to what your mentor, your coach told you to do. All right. So now you're losing track. You're getting flustered. All right. So there's something about even as you're going through these things in July that may feel unfair and people are hating, stick to the tried and true. Do not stray from the book. Continue doing what you're doing because whatever you're doing has gained you this audience. That may be a negative audience, but it has gained you this audience. People are paying attention because you're doing something right. So do not change up your methods. Okay, so there's a big message here about that. There's also a big message reminding you to stay committed to your goals. Even if you feel like things are getting really good for you in July, and this is a very leisurely and comfortable energy to be in, don't be too comfortable to where you lose your commitment. See something through, okay? You're not done yet. You're almost there, but you're not done yet. All right, so that's your advice with that. We have the military person coming out for you, and we also have destruction here as well. Okay. So there is like a big thing. There's a big challenge, big project, big something that is, coming your way. And again, it's that energy of fear or someone closing in on you. Do not get distracted and try to do some type of unconventional problem solving. Stick to what you know that has worked before, okay? Something tells you that you are well equipped to doing something. You have the strength or the fortitude to do something, okay? So even though something looks challenging or scary here, you have what it takes to be able to defeat this. You have incredible resilience. You have wisdom and experience. You have great intuition. You're backed by God. Okay, so there's not something that you cannot defeat or get over. Let's see what this is. What is this about? Feels like you're being tested about your like strength, okay, and also emotional regulation. Tell me about this thing because it feels like it's like a gift and surprise. Like it doesn't look like a gift, but it feels like it could be. Let's see what this is. All right, yeah. There's something here that you will be committing to, but it looks like a disaster at first. I don't know what it is. There's something here that you're committing to. Could be a new job, could be a new role, could be a new business that you're starting, a new business venture. Okay. This could also be like a way that you're trying to save your money. Maybe you're starting to do stocks, ETFs. Maybe you are going to be trading a little bit. I don't know. There's something here that you're trying to start up. It's in the beginning stages, but it looks like a disaster, but it's something that you're going to commit to. And again, there's something about like you have the wisdom to control the unruly. Okay. Not only do you have your past experience with the military person that has made you very strong and brave. Okay. You also have the card of the wife, right? So again, it's that energy of your inner feminine, knowing that you can receive, not trying too hard, not working out of desperation to make something work. And also, you see with the children, It's like she's able to tame the unruly children. And it's an energy of nurturing what you start, staying committed to it, okay? Not abandoning something because it looks right now it looks like a disaster, but there's an opportunity here with the Ace of Pentacles. And you also have the Nine of Swords, which talks about overthinking a situation. So don't be disillusioned by your doubts, your worries, or your fears. Stay committed to something, see something through to the end. Something that looks like it's kind of like a disaster at first is really a grand opportunity, and it just needs you to nurture it to good health, good standing, to a great structure. And you need to be committed every day to going towards it, even if it doesn't look like it's sprouting anything right now. It's going to surprise you. And maybe you won't be able to see this beautiful outcome in July, but you'll definitely see it if you start in July. Could be like August, September. You'll start to see that something that you stuck through with is going to have a very powerful outcome. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. All right, let's move on to your social circle. I'm excited to do that portion because it seems like socializing and networking is a big theme for you this month. So let's see what that's about. All right, Spirit, give me some messages for Sagittarius's social circle. I forgot to end the videos, so I'm gonna have to like go back and see where the timestamps are for each one. Okay, so sorry about that. Let's see. Tell me about Sagittarius's social circle in the month of July. Tell me about their friendships, any new ones, any endings, what to expect in their social scene, their social life, networking, opportunities, whatever it may be, whatever is the most significant. Give me some messages for Sagittarius's social life and social circle in the month of July. You know what else I'm getting about the money situation? It may feel like you are starting to really get into a really great standing and you're able to really enjoy, your income or some type of benefit of your finances abundantly. And then you get some type of mishap or challenge that comes at that same time. But, again, you're being urged to stick with it or confront it, defeat it, do whatever you need to do to get to the bottom of it. It's like a test. I feel like there's a test coming towards you to see if you are ready to hold more abundance. Okay, so pass the test. But yes, tell me about Sagittarius's social circle or social scene in the month of July. What can you tell me? Thank you. And last but not least, give me some messages about Sagittarius's social scene in the month of July. What can they expect? All right. Let's see what came out for you, Sag. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, wow, wow. Very interesting. One second, guys. I forget what this meaning of this Lenormand means. I'm gonna be right back. All right, guys, we are back. All right, I'm going to start with the Lenormand since I just read the meaning for these cards. So, this first card talks about a friend, okay? And this is a female friend, okay? So, there's a lot of feminine energy here. And we also have this card here, which talks about a young woman. So, again, there's feminine energy. So, there could be a feminine energy that you need to look out for, and not in a negative way per se, okay? But there could be a new feminine friend coming towards you, could be someone much younger. There's also an energy here too that I'm seeing. This is the card of the young energy, young woman, okay, or a young man, right? And it's the energy of like having your social circle life ahead of you. Like, maybe something is just starting or you're having a new beginning here. Okay. So all is not doomed or lost when it comes to your friendship scene. If you've been feeling like you're in a weird spot with the friends that you have now, that's not the end of your story. Okay. There's so much more to unfold that's coming towards you that you just has not been revealed yet. And that's what this card signifies. And also, what I'm seeing here too, there's friends to be made for you, Sag, but you're not looking. You're not even like paying attention to those people. The people who could be very loyal or reliable that you can depend on, that you have similar interests, that there is this platonic attraction, you're not even looking their way. Okay. So you may be looking in the wrong direction when it comes to friendships. And you may start to see that this could be a month where you start to see that maybe the friends that you have, you're outgrowing and you're ready for something new, new experiences, new beginnings, new people. And those type of individuals that you are, maybe you're not searching for them, but those type of individuals are going to be around you. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing here. Tell me about Sag here with this card. I want to know more about your energy when it comes to your social circle. What's your current energy, or what's Saggy's energy in July? Tell me about that. Okay, again, very popular in a way that you're getting a lot of invitations. A lot of people are inviting you out and about, or really are trying to put in offers for you to, socialize with them or hang out with them. Okay, so this could be new people that may invite you out. There also could be invitations from older people as well, past friends or people that you already know. Yeah, and it feels like you're just thinking about it. Like you may have like an energy of like not wanting to trust too soon, not wanting to commit so soon. You could be overthinking certain invitations and wondering if you will have a good time. Will you get along with everyone? Will you feel like you belong? Okay? So there's again your energy in July, as you've seen even in your lifestyle, there's this energy of belonging, finding where you belong, finding your soul tribe. Those people are out here, but you may just be looking in the wrong environments or places. As you are starting to find your new identity, your new sense of self in the month of July, it will come very naturally for you. And you have some very good people coming towards you here with the friend card. You have good people with good intentions coming towards you. Okay. Yeah, you have good people, good friends. People too, we have like this is the man card, the working man. So very humble people as well. People who have maybe really great careers or career driven or career or goal oriented in that way. But yeah, I just don't see nothing wrong with this. Positive people coming towards you. So yes, let's move on to your next cards here. We have the White Wolf. This talks about you getting your confidence back when it comes to your social scene, or you're going to need confidence to stepping into these new social scenes. Guidance as well, trusting your inner knowing, or even if you have advice. You know how sometimes, how your mom would say, oh, my spirit doesn't take that person, or I don't think that's the friend for you, but you just feel like your mom is hating, okay, and they don't really understand. And then come some years later in school, that person betrays you, just like your mom has prophesized in the past. So there's something about guidance. If people are telling you that they don't see certain people for you, you may start to think about those advices this month of July. If a friend, a trusted friend, or a family member, or someone who really cares about you has said, like, I don't like that person for you, or I don't really think that person's good for you, that may start to pop up for you. It's telling you to trust your inner knowing and believe in your power. You will be very instinctual when it comes to your social scene, okay? You also are going to be more free or liberated. So you could be coming out of one social scene or group that you felt confined to, or you may have felt like you didn't know how to spread your wings from that group and going elsewhere and finding freedom in new energies, okay? Again, resilience is here. So something about how you're able to bounce back from tough times keeps coming out, and you will have the stamina to get you to get going. And you also have the offers coming towards you. It's not like people are not wanting to hang out with you. So the offers are definitely there. Now, you do have this card of thoughts. And you have another card of thoughts with the clouds, okay? So this is you just worrying a lot, doubting or fearing the unknown, feeling hesitant, wanting answers right now, but something may be unclear or beyond your view. You could have confusion or indecision about trying out new energies. You could be going through a misunderstanding with people that you already are associated with. And I see why, okay? So there's some type of conflict that's been going on in your current social circle. Feels like competition, jealousy, envy. I mean, look at that. There's so many energies that are really jealous of you in the month of July. And it's just sad, but this card came out again for your social circle. Okay. I wonder if some of you guys, your social circle is your work life. Okay. Like your work, you hang out with your work friends, and maybe it's time to find another core group of friends outside of your work life. Okay. But if that's not the case too, there's just people that you're already associated and maybe situated with that are just a little bit jealous, or there could have been some conflict, things that are hard to bounce back from, words that were said that hit below the belt, things that were done that hit below the belt that are like sense of betrayal. There could be disgust that you feel, okay? And you could be really indecisive about whether you should just walk away or if you should stick with it. And I feel like maybe this is telling you to walk away, you know? Something doesn't feel so good with this card coming out. Tell me about the Five of Swords. All right. One thing I am feeling like you have friends who are a little bit of like copycats or could want what you have. Okay. So that could be in an energy of jealousy, and that could be in anything. Like maybe you have a really nice car and they want your car. Maybe you have the great boyfriend or girlfriend and they want that dynamic or that person. Maybe you have the nice career and they want that. Okay. So there's something about like, I want what you have, because this is the Magician card. So you were able to manifest things in your life, right? And this is also the card of innovation. It's when someone has a bright idea and they're trying to make it come to life. But when you think about that, like think about those companies that come up with this really cool idea and then another company just bites off of it and recreates it for maybe a cheaper price. It's like that, okay? Even though there's no new ideas under the sun, right? And I do feel like collective consciousness is a thing. So if you get a thought, then there's someone else out there that has that same thought. But there is an energy of wanting to take what you have innovated for yourself in your life, okay? Whatever that may be, and repackage it and claim it as their own. And I see that in July, you're being asked, are you ready for something new with the Fool card? And are you brave enough to go in that direction? What would it look like if you dealt with a different type of friends or social circle? You may be so used to one certain environment or group of people or personalities. Are you open to experiencing new personalities, new environments, new people? Okay, so there's something that's asking you that. And I feel like in July, you have a hard time deciding. You haven't really closed the door. Okay, and maybe that is a good trait of yours, not to just discard people so easily. But something is asking you, are you ready for something more or more true? Yeah, we have the Emperor here. I feel like you are turning into a big leader and you are outgrowing some type of situation. Some type of social circle that you're used to has been stagnating you in some way with the Hangman, and you're growing into this Emperor energy of becoming a leader. And you need to surround yourself with leader types, leader friends, different individuals here. All right. So I do see that. Those of you who you make your colleagues or your coworkers your friends, I definitely feel like this is a big message for you to step outside of the box when it comes to dealing with new types of people. Maybe make your friends like the people that you see at the gym, or the people that you see at the class, or the people that you see at the cafe often. or at the networking group or at the seminar, the workshop. Okay. So there's something about finding a new core group of chosen people, because the current energies that you could be around could be stagnating you in whatever way that may be, whether they're sliding you underhandedly, or they feed into negative thoughts, fear, or doubts, or they put you down, or they're competing with you. There's something that's stagnating your growth here, as you are, and you're also not a follower as well. So that could be something that's making you really think like, okay, now it's time to move on, because I don't want to follow where I see these people are following. It doesn't excite me, doesn't do anything for me. I'm heading in a different direction. All right. So, yes, definitely say yes to those invitations that are coming towards you. Now, also, this could be about like if you're getting invitations from the people that you already feel a very awkward energy with, maybe you need to turn that down. Okay. Maybe you need to turn that down. Maybe you don't need to go. Maybe you just say, hey, I'm going to stay back. I can't. I went to a family, I went to a family like event, a really big family event, and I saw a lot of cousins that I haven't seen in years, like over a decade. And, they wanted to go out. They wanted to go out both of the days that we were, having the family event. And I knew there would be like a lot of like drinking and partying. And I don't know. I was with my mom and my grandma. So I just felt like I didn't want to be in that energy around them. I really wanted to be in the best headspace. And it's nothing against my cousins, but for me and where I'm at in my life, I just cannot get off track like that. So, they went out the first night and I didn't even come, but everyone told me about it and I didn't show up. And then I saw them the next day. And then, it was kind of awkward talking to them. And then before we went to the event, they called and said, oh, we're going to this club, we're going to get a section, we're going out again, do you want to come? And I just couldn't do it. Nothing against them, love my cousins dearly, but I just need to be in the most best space. And I also felt like I want to be in a good light too for my family. Like I just didn't want to go show up my ass, And so maybe that's something that you could be thinking about, like, I just want to be in a very positive environment, something that inspires me to grow. Okay. So yeah, that's what I have for your social circle. Now, let's see. Now we're going to get into love. Okay. Finally getting into love. All right. Let's get some messages for Sagittarius. What can you tell me about their love life in the month of July? What is happening for Sagittarius's love life in the month of July? Give me some messages, please. Sagittarius's love life in the month of July. Okay. Tell me about Sagittarius's love life in the month of July. Tell me about Sagittarius's love life in the month of July. Whoa, okay. Wow. All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let me reveal these cards, what came out for Saggy. Whoa, okay. All right. Oh my God. What is this? This is so weird. Okay. All right. I don't know where to start. What is this? Okay, I think I got it. All right. So, first card we have here is Ring. This talks about making an agreement of love, maybe making a pact with someone, starting a new cycle. Also, a promise could be offered. There's also maybe good karma coming towards you or karmic energy. There's closure that could be coming towards you. A circle of trust, which is interesting. So, whoever this love interest is, they could be like someone that you could really trust at this time, or they really trust you very deeply. There's an energy of commitment and contracts, partnership, and reaping what you sow. Okay. So, if you have felt like, there's a love situation, if you're single and you've been through the ringer, and sorry if that was the dog. If you are single and you've been through the ringer in your love relationships and your partnerships, and you always got like, the player, the hoe, the person who does you wrong, the manipulator, the person who leads you on, you could finally be meeting someone or dealing with someone who's very traditional and someone who really wants to commit to you. If you're in a relationship or marriage and you've been through some really tough times with someone, but you stuck it through and you did the healing, you did the work, whatever you've done, and maybe they've done it too, and they showed you their commitment. It feels like you guys are going to have a very abundant outcome. Okay, so that always feels really good. We have loons here. All right, this talks about being deeply committed. It says uncommon bonds. Okay, that's so interesting. So you and this person have a unique bond. Maybe you are the type that, this person, like people from the outside looking in, would never think that you guys would be coupled up. It's just so weird, but it works. Okay. If you're single, the person that you could be coupling up with could be someone that is just not even the type that you usually look for. But remember, you are stepping into a new chapter with the Fool card coming out multiple times today. And also with the Fool, I associate that as a reader as like someone dating outside their type. Okay, so definitely that energy. We have family here. So family could be something very important. Family values could be important. The family that you guys already have together, the family that you guys will create, blending families, meeting each other's family as well. And I did talk about that in your lifestyle. Felt like you're going to have a really, really supportive chosen family. So really nice for you. We also have manifest your deepest desires. Okay. All in for what you love. Reawaken lost hopes. Nice. Or reawakening your love, right? Because, those of you who are in long-standing relationships, it's not like every year you're going to be totally in love with your person. You have to kind of like recreate that. And so maybe this is the season that you guys are recreating that and really standing tall in your relationship instead of shrinking. Okay. All right. So, all right. We have this card, which is despair. Like, what is this? This is too much. Okay. And we also have the card of constancy, which is good. Okay, so where should I start? Okay, first and foremost, with the constancy card, this is a long-standing connection. Even if this is new for you, single Saggies, listen, this is someone that you're going to have longevity with. This is someone who has marriage potential. This is not a one and done or a fly by the night type of energy. This person is all in. And, this is something that will remain constant in your life. And constancy also is the card of like going through hardships, but having such a strong foundation is not going to fall or crack. Okay. So, especially for those of you who are married or in long relationships, you have been through it with this person, but you guys are really making it through. And it's a real true testament of the love that you guys have for each other and the commitment, most importantly, right? Because love comes and goes, but loyalty is really something that's very deep. Okay, and we have despair here. Those of you who are in long-standing commitments, this connection really got really bad. It got really bad, but you guys were able to stick it through and see the light at the end of the tunnel. Some of you guys are feeling like, you singles are feeling like, oh my God, I just am tired of dating. I don't want to go through that cycle of dating again. The people out here are just, there's, not the best dating pool, and feeling really like, almost like desperate for like a good connection to come through. And just as you were about to end it all, this dark humor, okay? Something constant comes towards you. All right, something very, very constant comes towards you. Also, what I see here as well, we have the card of the Hierophant, which is marriage potential, or, maybe some of you guys are going to be renewing your vows very soon. There could be marriage coming up or engagements, proposals coming up very soon. There's a lot of wisdom and maturity that has happened most recently for either you as a single or in your relationship, and you could be witnessing that. Like you really do see the signs that you and this person have grown and matured in a very nice way that could be making you very happy. Okay, your relationship, if it has been very unconventional, is becoming more traditional. So if you guys have had ups and downs, and maybe you guys slept in different rooms, maybe you guys opened up the connection, I don't know, things are becoming more traditional where you guys could be coming into the same room again, or you guys are closing off your relationship. So definitely stepping into a more traditional energy. Now, we do have the Four of Pentacles. There is someone that you could be dealing with that is very possessive or gets jealous very easily. This is also the energy of someone holding on and not wanting to let go. So even if you hit a really bad point between you and someone, it feels like this person does not want to let this go. They do see the importance of you being in their life. They are deeply committed to you in some type of way. Let's clarify that card here. Tell me about the Four of Pentacles, please. Okay, so if you did want to walk away from someone, I see that this person is not willing to let you go. And what are they going to do about that? Tell me about that. What are they going to do about that? Oh, they're going to fight for it. Okay. And let me tell you something. At this point, this card is haunting you. Okay. At this point, this card is haunting my Saggy. Seriously. All right. So I see that you could have wanted to walk away from this person. Emotionally, there could have been a lot of distance. You could have been detaching from this person. There could have been physical distance between you and this person. That could be like sleeping in different rooms. This could be long distance relationships. This could be sexual distance. We're not having sex, things like that. So, of course, detachment comes after that. And it shows that you could have been wanting to walk away from the situation. But whoever this is, they're not going to let you go, and they're willing to fight for it. Okay. They're willing to fight for it. I wish I had the cards in here that I can show you. Hold on. Let me go get those cards. All right, here they are. This person is willing to fight for it, okay? So if there is competition, if there has been, someone new that has been taking your interest, if you were trying to open up your options, this person is willing to show that they are number one. And it's also this energy that I'm getting, like this person wants to show you that no one can compare to them. Whatever they're able to provide, how they love you, or how they're starting to do better at loving you and your love language, whatever it may be. They want to show you that, they are the victor here, or they can out trump anyone that tries to come your way. Okay. They're the best option is what I'm trying to say here. All right. So yeah, someone could really feel like, it's either it works out with you or they're going to cut their losses and they're just not going to date. All right. This is someone who feels a little dramatic, but I feel like there's some truth to their drama. What can you tell me about this person for Sag? What can you tell me about this person for Sag? All right. So we have The spark between us is undeniable on the bottom, and we also have fight for it. So this person feels like, they don't really get this spark with anyone else. There's something very unique about the bond that you guys have, and it awakens something within them, and they don't feel like they can find that elsewhere. This person feels like they need to be brave and come towards you and be more bolder in their pursuit of you, or be bolder when it comes to maybe committing in a special way. This person feels like you broke their hearts, maybe something that you said, maybe a truth that was said, maybe a fight that was had, okay? Maybe some type of action that you did if you chose to date other people. They feel heartbroken by it. They feel like you are the most beautiful or most handsome thing that they've ever seen. And this person also wants to say that they never meant to hurt you as well, okay? So very, very interesting energies here, all right? All right. So, Sag, that's all I have for you. I am going to do an extended about, these messages. We're going to be diving into your family, what you can expect from family in the month of July. We're going to do a deeper dive on your love life and this person and what you can expect with that. And also, we're going to talk about the unseen, things that are coming towards you in July that are unseen, that you cannot expect at all. You don't see it coming. We're going to get all into those messages as well. So if you do want to follow me to the extended, definitely check out the link in the description box down below and also in the comment section down below. If you want to join the Sagittarius Vault, where I post all of the extendeds that I've ever done on this channel in there, then definitely I will leave those links in the description box in the comment section as well. Guys, I know this has been a long reading. Thank you for sticking it through with me. Please like the video before you go. Comment down below and tell me what you feel resonates or what you kind of expect that I said in the month of July that could be happening for you. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Join the Sagittarius family. And with that being said, guys, I love you so much and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.